Why, if you don't mind me asking, why do you see it shrink? Like what?
Me?
Yeah.
Okay, so me, it actually, I've been seeing a shrink since I was a child, actually. Um, so I was like kind of having difficulty in school, but like I wasn't a bad kid. I was just like, I'd come home and like I couldn't sit still, gotta get out of. So my parents did like pay tons of money to like get the professional testing, not to just have my pediatrician be like, she has ADD, put her on Ritalin. It wasn't like that. It was like my parents actually care about me, so they like took the time, like found a child psychologist, like did the studies, like did the actual testing to see like what can we do to like help her here, because there'd be times in school where it's like you could literally be talking to me but I didn't hear a damn thing you said, and then I like know stuff, but then on the test I would completely bomb, and it's like my mom would be like, we studied for this last night, like you knew the answer to everything, like how are you not, how did you fail the test? It's like the same questions as the study guide. So then turned out I had severe anxiety and ADD. Surprise, surprise.
At what age?
So
What age did you get? Can you get diagnosed with that? Like,
I was in 4th or 3rd grade.
9 years old, 9 or 10.
Mm-hmm. And even back then, because it was still early 2000s, it was kind of like one of those things where I was like, don't talk about this at school, like don't tell your little friends, because then you get labeled as that kid. And like as I like progressed through school, it's like my elementary school knew about it and they knew I was like working with stuff. So I went to what's called like learning centers. So it's like, quiet area and a quiet room where I had an aide to like help me like get my stuff done, which was great. And then, as you get older and that stigma still around, like, oh, that was called the retard class. Like I actually had someone tell me I was in the retard class and call me a retard. So
I hope that kid's cry or no?
No, I was just like taken aback, and I was just kind of like, now I'm like, I hope you're fucking dead. But his dad also wore a leopard print Speedo and looked like a wannabe Fabio and did laps at our local pool. So it's kind of like, you're already losing at life because look at your fucking dad and your name is Axel. So you know what? Karma already is going to fucking do you in because you're fucking wannabe Fabio dad. You look like a rat, first of all. Your name is Axel. And your dad was a fucking leopard print Speedo around all these, at like a community pool that all these kids are at. Like, what are we trying to prove here?
Right. Okay.
So, it's like your life already kind of fucking sucks.
It's not like you still hold any animosity or anything.
No, but if I see him, it's on site. Just because I never liked him and he was an asshole.
Right.
And then the little fucker moved. But anyways.
Axel the asshole.
Yeah. That's what people called him, the asshole.
I'm probably gonna
on the case.
I'm probably gonna have to blank out his name during this episode.
No, I don't give a shit. Fuck Axel.
Wow. Okay, we're not saying last name.
No, we're taking it 2 AA batteries.
Yeah. We're not saying last name, so we're good.
I don't remember his last name. But yeah, hey, if you're the blonde kid that looked like a rat, whose dad was a Fabio wannabe and wore a leopard print Speedo to swim laps.
Rat tail?
He didn't. No. Oh, and by the way, this is the Campo Cabana Club swim pool. I'm gonna just air it all fucking out.
Hey. It's your life.
I hope you're having the life and day you deserve. That's all I'm gonna say.
You wouldn't feel at all bad if you found out, like,
after he watched this, he killed himself.
That'd be
no. He said I was in the fucking retard class. He knew exactly because we were like on the bus and he was bothering my friend. So I was like, shut up. He's like, don't tell me to shut up. You're in the retard class. Some stupid shit like that. So like,
fucking mean.
Yeah, he knew exactly what he was doing. Like I remember we had to have a fucking meeting after it because my friend like told the bus, she was like, he called my friend retarded and said she's in the retard class. And so then we like had to have a sit down and like him and his other shitty little friend, Scott, by the way. I do remember his last name. I won't say his last name, but yeah, in elementary school. And so it's just kind of like, he knew what the fuck he was doing. He was very calculated. So I really don't give a shit. Again, I hope you're having the life you deserve and the day you deserve. That's all.
What if in those situations, I wish you knew some of these things as a kid. Like if you did know this, like in that situation, right? Like if he was like, what did he say? Why don't you just sit down, you retard?
No, he's like, shut up. He's like, she's like, shut up, you're in the retard class or something like you're a retard, you're in the retard class.
Right after that, you were like, I can't shut up, I'm retarded, so you're gonna have to deal with it.
I should have, and I've been like, and also your name is Axel, and again, should we address your dad?
Right. So that was 10 years old, 11. So when you got to high school,
didn't say anything because then you get ostracized and then again you get labeled as that.
That's what I'm asking. Yeah, so that's what I'm asking. So obviously everyone knows in elementary school if someone has an aid, like it just carries on into high school. Like people don't forget. it is what it is, right?
Right.
You know,
They didn't come into class with me. Like I went to them. So it was also kind of like separate but equal type of thing. But honestly, in college, it was amazing because I got my own little private cubicle to take my tests. And then during finals week, I actually got to be in an entire conference room by myself. So I got to spread all my shit out on the table, had my special test taking pens. I'm a little OCD. Had my special pencils I use for tests, my calculator. It was fucking amazing.
yeah.
No, I'm not kidding. No, I still have them. Hold on. I can only use the blue and the green for tests. Hold on.
I mean, this is coming. I never even cared what pencil or pen I use as long as I got done quick. And
No. You have to have the right writing pencils.
Yeah.
So like the green pencils and then this special eraser, the retractable eraser.
That's a cool eraser. I'm a big fan of clickable erasers. Big fan here. Big fan of the mechanical pencil.
Big click guy over here.
Big mechanical pencil guy. I really am.
You call him Big MP back in the day.
Yeah, Big MP.
But yeah, because like for me, because of my anxiety, it's like I need to have these certain things, and I need to have it this certain way, and I need to have my this is over here and this is over here. So it's like in college, like colleges don't give a shit. They're just like, you have this thing, okay, cool. Well, here's how we can accommodate you. I'm like, great, awesome. But again, in high school and in the early 2000s, like I don't think maybe IEPs were around, which is individual education plan. I don't know, but like now today, every kid has one, which is great. You should be able to.
Have asked to be wheeled in like Hannibal Lecter in every class.
Can you wheel me into class?
Now, were you scared to did you kick and scream and not want to go see one when you were younger? Because you thought.
No, I didn't really because at that age, I didn't really comprehend what was happening.
You're like Harriet the Spy. They just kind of sent you in. And
right. They'd be like, yeah, she'd come grab me. Her name, Mrs. Fuck. She was a very nice lady. I really liked her.
They don't have to say her name. It's fine.
No, I know, but now I want to remember her name. I want to say Rosenthal, but it was not Rosenthal. But no, she'd like come get me. She's like, hey, come on. I'm like, all right, cool. And then like, if you did really well and like got these little like behavior things or whatever, then you could they would take you to like Burger King to go get lunch every now and then. So like I got enough little tickets or whatever, and that was like the best day of my life because I got to leave school and I got to go do that. So it was kind of like, fuck you guys, I'm getting Burger King for lunch and I get to leave school. Retard class for the win.
That sounds like a great
retard class for life.
Right? Yeah. Fuck you, Axel. Retard class is great.
So when you got to high school, you were in different classes and.
Yeah, it wasn't in learning center. They call the PC term was learning center. They were, we didn't even mention it to any teachers. Like it was kind of like a need to know basis. And like I'm obviously pretty productive. Like I'm
right. You're a smart person. Like it's not like
about that, but
you just needed your space to do it. Like you didn't need to be bothered.
No.
Pretty much.
No. So
I mean, how crazy that was back in the day. There, like we did legitimately have like the way they class everybody.
Right.
Yeah,
that's kind of crazy because listen, there was one after freshman year of high school. I just the test you take to like when you go into the next grade so they know where to place you.
Yes.
Right. So like I remember freshman year I didn't give a fuck. Like I just didn't. I did so shitty on them. Like I think I got like 70s on everything, but I did really bad on the English one. So sophomore year, right? We go in. I get my class schedule. And I'm like, oh, like you're always typically in the class with the same people for the most part, except like, the real smart ones, they start like drifting. You see them in less and less classes. And then they're
and you realize, hey, I'm not that bright.
Listen, it's like they do this in freshman year. They like put a big pan in the water and grab up a bunch of mud and then just start shaking it real slow.
And then your guys like me, the C students are hanging on for dear life.
I just want to pass and get out of here.
Yeah. So I'm usually with like all the average like C students, right? Except I walk into my English class and like this is where the classism starts because you walk in and you see a bunch of people that are in the dumb class
and they're fucking stupid.
And then you look at your schedule again, you're like, oh my God.
I'm here.
This is where I am.
Real eye-opening.
This is the thing. Hold on. That moment is so fucking crucial in a kid's life because it can either go so fucking south or like it scares the fuck out of them to go back up.
Yeah. What did you do?
Fucking crazy.
Yeah.
I like to think I went back up.
In 10th grade, I guess I did bad in math. In 9th grade, but I had no clue. And our school was
How did I
small.
know?
I don't know. I was in the regular math in 10th grade until 5 days in, when someone walked into class and said, "You don't belong here," and they walked me down to another class. Now the worst part was, I'm not kidding, I was sitting there and like I just could not pay attention to math. I did not like math.
I hate math. I can't stand math. I feel you.
So my teacher's like teaching something on the board, and I'm like, I have the ruler and a pencil and like the
Are you doing the
calculator.
helicopter thing with the ruler?
No, I'm building like a seesaw. It looked like when Homer had the mashed potatoes building the circus tent or clown college. So like I had like a seesaw built with like an eraser on the edge, and like my tongue was out, and I like as the teacher's like, "Scott, what's the answer?" I looked up and like the whole class. I had built this fucking catapult. So then the next day, they called me down.
Dudes are like, "Fuck it, I don't know."
The next day, they called me down the office, and I wasn't in that class anymore. And they escorted me to another class of math with only like 4 people in it. And I was like, "Oh boy!"
I was king of math.
Yeah, I was like, this is a real problem. Then I almost choked to death on a butterfinger in that class.
Sounds like you were exactly where you needed to be.
Hold on. Could you tell me the names of the others in that class?
Yes.
I can't. No, I can't. But
Give
one of
Give
them.
us one. I don't know any of these people. Give us one.
I can't. One of them saved
Because I
my
bet
life.
you all 4 of them were in my English class.
One of them saved my life because of the butterfinger.
Okay, wait, let's hear about this butterfinger. Go
I
on.
had like a butterfinger, and I think like
You try to eat it whole, like.
I think part of the wrapper was there, and I didn't see it, and I like bit it, and the wrapper got caught. Like, and I was like, "Oh my god, I'm dying!" And then like finally someone hit my back, and it like flew out. So I almost died from a butterfinger wrapper in a bad math
What a
class.
terrible way to go.
Oh, it would have been the worst. Like I would like. Can you imagine that?
Got choked to death in school today on a butterfinger
Of
wrap.
course, because I was a little overweight too. It was just like it would have been the worst. Fat ass couldn't have died eating a pear, you know?
Poor kid couldn't wait to get it out of the wrapper.